going to segue right into the next bit, which a lot of people have been excited for because I have not made a top 10 video of movies from 2022 on this channel yet. Specifically because I wait to do my own awards called the Pickle Awards. The Pickle Awards happen every year, about a week or two before the Oscars. This year, I think it's happening a week before the Oscars, where I basically award my favorite films and performances and all designs, all text, all that category for the year, depending on what year it is. This year, 2022, awarding the films in 2023 for 2022. And I am ready to announce my nominations. So this is in the spirit of the Academy Awards, getting up nice and early to announce the award nominees. I'm going to get it done by 8, because then at 8, I'm talking with Dan Skip Allen for Oscars, for Oscar talk. So as soon as I finish these Pickle Award nominations, I'll send that link over to Dan, pop Dan on here. But here are my nominees. I'm going to announce the nominees for the Pickle Awards. Give me 1 sec, because I got to share a screen here. I'm doing this live, so here we go. All right, let's see. Presenter view. Perfect. All right, everyone can see it, right? All right, there we go. So the 3rd annual Pickle Awards. We're going to be giving you all the nominations here. It's nomination morning. Here we go. Starting off, we start off with some of the superlative categories, but starting off first, in the category, of course, opening up a movie, opening up a ceremony, we're going to be awarding the best movie opening, the best opening scenes in movies this year. The nominees are Athena, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Jackass Forever, and Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. The award for best movie closing. These are the final scenes in the movies. Scenes, montages, final shots, all that jazz. The best movie closing, the nominees are After Sun, The Fabelmans, The Menu, Nope, and White Noise. Those are the nominees for best movie closing. Moving on to the best on-screen couple. The ships we shipped the most in 2022. The nominees are Alba Baptista and Lucas Bravo for Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Jennifer Connelly and Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick, Ke Huy Quan and Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Billy Eichner and Luke McFarlane, Bros, and Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet, Bones and All. Moving on to the best smooches of 2022. The nominees for Best Kiss are Park Hae-il and Tang Wei, Decision to Leave, Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson, The Batman, Gabriel LaBelle and Chloe East, The Fabelmans, Margot Robbie and Lee Jun-lee, Babylon, and Maria Bakalova and Amandla Stenberg, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Moving on now to the nominees for Best Villain. This is the Best Villain Performance. Best Villain Performance. The nominees are Mia Goth, Pearl, Stephanie Hsu, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Nicole Kidman, The Northman, Stephen Lang, Avatar, The Way of Water, and Sebastian Stan, Fresh. Moving on now to the SAD Award of the worst film of the year. But as we know on FrameWreck, just because a film is the worst doesn't mean it can't also be the best. The worst film of the year nominees are Jurassic World Dominion, Marmaduke, Morbius, Pinocchio, and Sharp Stick. Moving on now to the music categories, starting with Best Original Score. The nominees are After Yang, The Batman, The Fabelmans, The Woman King, and Women Talking. Moving on to the award for Best Original Song. The Pickle Award nominees are Fearless Hero from Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, I Ain't Worried from Top Gun Maverick, Natu from RRR, and New Body Rumba from White Noise. Moving on now to Best Actor in a Comedy and or Musical Film. The nominees are Daniel Craig, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. Adam Driver, White Noise. Nicholas Hoult, The Menu. Daniel Radcliffe, Weird, The Al Yankovic Story. And Cooper Raiff, Cha-Cha Real Smooth. Moving on now to the Best Actress in a Comedy and or Musical Film. The nominees are Greta Gerwig, White Noise. Dakota Johnson, Cha-Cha Real Smooth. Leslie Manville, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Janelle Monáe, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. And Andrea Riseborough, Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical. Moving on now to the award for Best Comedy and or Musical Film. The 5 films nominated are Brian and Charles, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, and The Menu. Moving on now to the sci-fi / and or horror film categories. The nominees for Best Actor in a Sci-Fi and or Horror Film. The nominees are Gael Garcia Bernal, Werewolf by Night. Colin Farrell, After Yang. Daniel Kaluuya, Nope. Ke Huy Quan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Sebastian Stan, Fresh. Moving on to Best Actress in a Sci-Fi and or Horror Film. The nominees are Daisy Edgar Jones, Fresh. Mia Goth, Pearl. Rebecca Hall, Resurrection. Keke Palmer, Nope. And Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now the award for Best Sci-Fi and or Horror Film. The nominees are The Black Phone, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Halloween Ends, Nope, and Pearl. Moving on now to the action categories. The nominees for Best Actor in an Action Film are Ram Charan, RRR, Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, Robert Pattinson, The Batman, N.T. Ramarao Jr., RRR, and Miles Teller, Top Gun Maverick. Moving on now to the Best Actress category in an action film. Sorry, I need to switch over the slideshow really quick. Give me one sec. And here we go. The nominees for Best Actress in an action film are Angela Bassett, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Isa Gonzalez, Ambulance. Zoe Kravitz, The Batman. Amber Midthunder, Prey. And Letitia Wright, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Now moving on to the award for the Best Action Sequence. The Bridge Rescue, RRR. The Final Showdown, Avatar: The Way of Water. Maverick Tests the Mission in Top Gun Maverick. Puss vs. the Giant in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And Rom vs. Beam in RRR. And now I'm going to switch over the stream one more time. Just for the next categories. They're all on separate little pages, but I promise I am going to move right along. All right, here we go. The awards for Best Action Film. The nominees are Ambulance, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, RRR, and Top Gun Maverick. Moving on now to the animation categories. The nominees for Best Voice Actor are Antonio Banderas, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish; Jack Black, Apollo 10 and a Half, A Space Age Childhood; David Bradley, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio; Ewan McGregor, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio; and John Mulaney, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Moving on to Best Voice Actress in an animated film or live action film with animated characters. The nominees are Rosalie Chiang, Turning Red; Salma Hayek Pinault, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish; Florence Pugh, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish; Lyric Ross, Wendell and Wild; and Jenny Slate, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. And now moving on to the category Best Animated Feature. The nominees are Apollo 10 and a Half, A Space Age Childhood; Mad God; Marcel the Shell with Shoes On; Puss in Boots: The Last Wish; and Turning Red. Now moving on to the awards, some of the tech awards, starting with Best Visual Effects. The nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water; The Batman; Everything Everywhere All at Once; Nope; and Top Gun Maverick. Moving on now to Best Sound. The nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water; The Batman; Mad God; Nope; and Top Gun Maverick. Moving on now to the award for Best Film Editing. The nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water; Everything Everywhere All at Once; The Fabelmans; RRR; and Top Gun Maverick. Moving on now to Best Cinematography. The nominees are Athena; The Batman; The Fabelmans; Top Gun Maverick; and Nope. Moving on now to the award for Best Costume Design. The nominees are The Batman; Black Panther: Wakanda Forever; Elvis; Everything Everywhere All at Once; and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Moving on now to the category of Best Hair and Makeup Design. The nominees are The Batman; Everything Everywhere All at Once; Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical; The Whale; and X. That's Mia Goth in that picture. Just saying. Moving on to Best Production Design. The nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water; Babylon; The Fabelmans; Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery; and Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical. Moving on now to the screenplay category, starting with Best Original Screenplay. The nominations are After Sun; The Banshees of Inisherin; Cha Cha Real Smooth; The Fabelmans; and Tar. Moving on now to the Best Adapted Screenplay category. The nominees are Whoa, I forgot to do them one by one. So here they are. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On; Puss in Boots: The Last Wish; She Said; White Noise; and Women Talking. Moving on now to the acting awards, starting with the Best Young Actor or Young Actress category. The nominees are Vanessa Berghardt, Cha Cha Real Smooth; Frankie Corio, After Sun; Eden Dambrine, Close; Gabriel LaBelle, The Fabelmans; and Jenna Ortega, The Fallout. Moving on now to the Best Acting Ensemble. So looking at the whole cast and how they work together, the nominees are Bullet Train; The Fabelmans; Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery; The Woman King; and Women Talking. Now moving on to Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Paul Dano, The Fabelmans; Brendan Gleeson, The Banshees of Inisherin; Nicholas Hoult, The Menu; Ke Kwan, Everything Everywhere All at Once; and Ben Whishaw, Women Talking. Moving on now, I just need to switch the stream one last time. I promise. This is the last one I have to do. Perfect. Next up, the award for Best Supporting Actress. And the nominees are Zoe Kravitz, The Batman; Lashana Lynch, The Woman King; Samantha Morton, She Said; Kiki Palmer, Nope; and Michelle Williams, The Fabelmans. Now moving on to the award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. The nominees are Austin Butler, Elvis; Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin; Brendan Fraser, The Whale; Gabriel LaBelle, The Fabelmans; and Paul Mescal, Aftersun. Moving on to the award for Best Actress in a Leading Role. The nominees are Kate Blanchett, Tar; Danielle Deadwyler, Till; Mia Goth, Pearl; Tuzo Mbedu, The Woman King; and Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Moving on to the penultimate award of the night, Best Director. The nominees are James Cameron, Avatar: The Way of Water; Todd Field, Tar; Jordan Peele, Nope; Steven Spielberg, The Fabelmans; and Charlotte Wells, Aftersun. Now moving on to the 10 nominations for Best Picture at the Pickle Awards in a few weeks. The nominees for Best Picture and my top 10 films of the year in alphabetical order are Aftersun, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, The Fabelmans, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Nope, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. So those are the nominations for Best Picture one more time. Aftersun, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, The Fabelmans, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Nope, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. The Pickle Awards will be happening, and I can tell you, I believe the Oscars, I think, are March 12th. So I believe the Pickle Awards are the weekend of March 4th and 5th. I have to finalize exactly what day they are. But the Pickle Awards will be on March 5th. But please leave your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Those are your nominees for Best Picture, and those are the Pickle Award nominations. Pickles will be happening in 2 weeks. As for the Audience Award, how you can vote for the Pickle Awards, that poll will be up in the next 48 hours, and then you guys will be able to vote for your winners for the Audience Award in these categories. This was a very packed year for movies. A lot of movies that are right on the bubble, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you go to my letterbox, you'll see right outside what didn't make the cut. Movies like Pearl, Everything Everywhere All at Once, RRR, they were right on the bubble, but this is my 10 for Best Picture, 10 films of the year, and you'll have to figure out which film is my favorite of the year during the Pickle Awards in 2 weeks.